everyone, and welcome to today's tutorial with Joanne Mulligan. Today I'm going to show you how to make this card for Christmas using the Santa's Sleigh Framelits. We're going to use the sleigh and the detail. We're going to use some glimmer paper, some gold foil. We're going to need the Versamark pad. We're going to need some gold embossing powder because we are going to emboss on our This Christmas Designer Series paper. We'll need an embossing buddy and our heat gun. So let's get started. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take, I have cherry cobbler, and we're going to fold that in half. We're going to have it scored at 4 1/4. I will have the dimensions on my website, so just click the link and it'll give you all the dimensions for all the paper and cardstock that I used. We're going to take our Specialty Designer Series paper. This is called This Christmas. It's out of the annual catalog. I'm going to take the stamp Oh What Fun, and it's out of the Oh What Fun stamp set, also out of the annual catalog. We're going to take our Versamark pad. We'll ink this up. Ooh, before I do that, don't let me forget, I want to use my embossing buddy on my paper. We're going to emboss directly onto this Designer Series paper. Okay, we'll take that. We'll ink up our stamp with our Versamark. And we are going to stamp it right at the top. It's kind of hard to see because it is the Versamark pad. We'll put our scrap paper down, take our gold powder, sprinkle it on the top. If you need help with embossing, I do have a video on that as well. And I'll show you step by step what you need to do. And if you have any strays at all, you can take a brush and you can go in there and get those few little flakes off. I use a very thin paintbrush. Get a few little flakes off. Now we'll funnel this right back into our jar. Embossing powder lasts a very, very long time. I have some powders that are still good that I've had for 10 or more years. Okay, we'll put a cover on our Versamark pad. We don't want little gold flakes getting in there. We'll hit this real quick with a heat gun. You can see it turning nice and shiny. When it's shiny, you want to stop. You don't want to overheat it. And there we go. Oops. And that I'm going to attach to my cherry cobbler card base with my snail. And I'll put that aside. Pardon me. Okay, now we're going to work on our sleigh. To do that, we're going to use some gold foil. We're going to take a strip. This is great to use up your scraps that you have. So I'm going to take the big, with a solid piece of my sleigh and my little reindeer. I'm going to run that through the Big Shot. And I'm also going to take a scrap of my gold glimmer paper. And I'm going to take the very fancy little part here, and this is going to get run through the Big Shot as well. When you're using this one, I suggest you use the precision plate because it is so detailed. You want to make sure that you use the hard precision plate, not the acrylic ones. It's a little bit more difficult to get all these little teeny tiny pieces out. And don't forget to use your die brush so you can get that out as well. And after they are all done and run through the Big Shot, there's your main sleigh. And here is our sparkly part with the gold glimmer paper. Now to attach that, I'm going to use some Tombow multi-purpose glue, and you use just a very tiny little bit. You just put little, whoop, that's a lot. Came out a little harder than I thought it was going to come out. Okay, so we just put this around here, go all around the edges, and add that glue. But make sure it's sparingly because this stuff goes everywhere and a little bit goes a long way. Now this is very sticky, so I am going to take a pair of tweezers and I'm going to lay this right on top of here, just like that. And that gets attached to that, and you can see I got a little bit of excess right there where it blobbed out on me. but it will dry clear. So this whole thing, just going to set that aside for a second. And when you get done with your, oh, I got sticky all over me here. When I ran my little reindeer through, that's what he's going to look like. And so you don't have to watch me struggle tying my bow. I already tied a little bow around his neck with my cherry cobbler baker's twine. So what we're going to do is we're going to take, I'll take a little tiny bit of snail, put it on the back. You can also use a glue dot. And I'm going to attach one little piece of this behind my sleigh. And then I'm going to attach my sleigh to my card. Whoops, told you, that stuff gets on your hands and it's everywhere. Whew. I'm going to use just a little bit of this. And then a little at the bottom, very, very little bits. Okay, and I'm going to attach that right now to my card. Then I loop this around to where my reindeer was going to be. I'll put a little tiny bit of snail on the back of my reindeer. Oops. For Pete's sake. Nothing ever works right when you're on camera. And I'm just going to loop it around and attach that to the back of my reindeer. Now he's kind of just hanging there for a moment. I'm going to quick trim the end of this. Then I'm going to take a little bit of glue and we'll glue him on here right next to the sleigh. And I glued my card to my mat. Isn't that just special? There we go, came off. We'll use after this dries a little bit, I'll use my adhesive remover and that'll come right off. But that's how you assemble the card. See, I told you that stuff gets everywhere. It's so sticky. Just be careful with it. And there you go. If you enjoyed watching this video, please like, share, and subscribe. For a list of the products used and card dimensions, please click the link in the video description. Be sure to visit my website, stamptiyouDrop.com, for more ideas and inspiration. I can also be found on Facebook, Pinterest, and Instagram. Thank you so much for watching, and happy stamping!